Howdy, old son. What's going on? Back for another week. We're doing fun with Connor James. And I got a little get up on today, huh? Dressed a little nice. This shirt was $8 at the Purple Cow. Can you believe that? Nice little suede shirt, man. I got the the cowboy hat to match it. I had to do I had a little meeting, so I wanted to dress up for it. And if that comes to fruition, maybe I'll talk about it. But for right now, I don't have to. So, it's another week of we're doing fine. We all did fine this week. Last week, man, we watched LSU just crash and burn. I don't know what I was expecting. I thought Frank Wilson was going to maybe turn the team around. I kind of had LSU winning by like 20 points. And it didn't happen. And Nussmeier, the baby that he is, Nussmeier, baby that he is, he played bad and got taken out. Got taken out and pouted about it on the sidelines like a fifth-year senior would. And then during practice this week, he got hurt and now he's questionable. You know, nothing new that we haven't seen this year. Every time he gets hurt, every time he makes a bad play, he's got to come out the game. But if he makes a good play, that injury goes right away, doesn't it? It's gone right away. I think he probably, being a fifth year senior, I don't think he thought this season was going to go like this. And it being his last season, I think he's pretty sour about it, especially that he's not, the whole team is not playing well. And definitely not how they should be playing. But I don't think that's, I don't think it's the players' fault for the most part. Definitely the play calling. But, it starts at your quarterback, who's the captain. He's got a big C on his chest. Nussmeier has a big C on his chest that stands for captain. He wears the number 18. He's the captain of the team. And it just looks really bad whenever the captain of the team gets hit and acts hurt. Or maybe he is hurt. If you're hurt, don't play. Don't come in, get hurt, and then make a good play, and oh, you're not hurt anymore. And then, I don't know, it's kind of like middle school football, high school football. It's hard to watch. Everybody sees it. It's very ugly. No one wants to watch it. Pouting on the sidelines. I don't know. It's kind of what I expected this year. Hate to say that, but I didn't think he was a starting quarterback last year. And then he come back and he had a rebrand and everybody thought he was a Heisman. And I'm like, what are y'all getting that from? I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe we'll turn the season around. I saw Nick Saban was also the front runner for the coach at LSU. And I don't know how that's going to play out. I would love for Nick Saban to be the head coach for LSU. I think. Now, 3 years, $25 million. That's what I've been hearing. And 3 years, $25 million is a lot of money. That's like nearly double the money that Brian Kelly had over 10 years. 25 million a year. 25, 50, 75. And look, LSU fans are diabolical. What if Nick Saban comes out of retirement and he loses the first year and they want his head cut off for getting paid $25 million? I don't know. Do you just say, it's Nick Saban? He can't do bad. I mean, I don't know. It's very tough waters to navigate nowadays. I feel like everybody has fired their coach. It's not looking good. And I hope we can just get this all behind us. I think there's going to be a major correction coming soon for college football in general. I think there's going to be, there has to be a correction. I think there's going to be some kind of market cap that you can pay these players so they can't just bounce around. I think there's going to be a coaches cap and a coach's uh, there's going to be some kind of things where the coach has to win games in order to stay there. You can't sign $100 million contract and go suck and just kick your feet back. You can't do it. I mean, I don't see it happening. There's got to be something that changes. So, anyway, that's my take on LSU. Well, who do we have? We got Arkansas this week. That ought to be an easy game, but we always play Arkansas hard, and even no matter how bad, if they suck, how bad we suck, it's always a pretty good game. It'll probably be a low-scoring game, I think. Maybe like a 17-21 type of deal. That is if LSU's defense shows up. And look, Arkansas has, their quarterback has like the most rushing yards in the country or something. And they're terrible. Bobby Petrino, the guy that cheated on his wife before a game at Arkansas and broke his neck, he's the coach. You know, it's the misfits versus the misfits, I believe. If Coach O was there, that would have just made it. But anyways, enough of that college football stuff, man. It's the weekend now. I was going to, I don't know. I'm getting sick of this boom mic. That's for one. Getting sick of this boom mic sitting in front of my face. Try to tighten it so it stays in front, but it keeps falling down. This mic's so heavy. But I keep trying to think like what I want to do on the weekends, man. I've been wanting to I want to get a hotel room and bring my recording equipment over there, which is what I should have done today. I know it. I want to bring my recording equipment, do it at a hotel room, go have a little staycation in Baton Rouge. And look, I got some buddies that are some interesting guys, played for LSU and stuff. I think they'd love to be on the podcast. And we could go do it in the hotel room, you know. And I've still got to do a video with Will Helmers and Jesse Stallings. Might get one of them on the pod, or both of them. Or even Chris Reed. Chris, you want to be on the pod? I was going to text Chris and ask him if he wanted to be on the pod because he's always in Baton Rouge. But the thing is I got to ask him to drive out here to my house. And I feel like they wouldn't be about all that. But I was thinking about going tailgating, but the game's at 11:45 tomorrow. I probably won't. Let's get in. Look, Last Chance U coach John Beam dies after being shot on college campus in Oakland. Lord, what was he doing? Oh, he got shot by just a random guy? John Beam, I don't even remember him. He was at Laney College during the final season of Last Chance U. He got shot on campus. I mean, the suspect was arrested. It occurred at the football facility. And he was the head coach since 2012, and he stepped down last year. The Peralta Community College District sent an emergency alert saying an active shooter was on campus, but clarified only one person was shot. Oh, man. I wonder what that was about. You think that was a player come to get revenge? He was 160 and 33 at a football coach at Skyline High School. He'd sent over 20 players to reach the NFL. Man, he was a good coach. That's terrible. Legendary. I'm trying to see if I could find any more on this. Man, these people nowadays just, I mean, why would you go shoot a coach? And it was one person got shot, and that was it. Went to go shoot him. That must have been all it was. You know, I've had some coaches I wanted to shoot. I never did it, though. And now I'm friends with them. You just got to talk it out. You know, some coaches deserve to be shot, okay? Not literally, but sometimes you would swear they need to be shot. I remember, man, I never had the yips before, ever in my life. I was always a pretty solid baseball player, especially in defense. And then after I transferred schools and I went to play at Louisiana College in Alexandria, Coach Burns over there, I mean, I I had never been talked to like that before or yelled at like that, you know. You make I think probably the first time I made an error, I'm getting I mean, he's laying into you. And you're like, dang, I mean, that was one play. And then, your ass is tight after that. You don't want to make another bad play. But, I mean, whenever everybody's watching you and he's like, hit it to him again, let's see him do it again. Man, I mean, that's pressure. And I think I developed the yips after like one bad practice. I just could not. I couldn't. And it was like, hit it to him again. I'd throw it. And it would be a terrible throw, way over his head, way under his head, way to the left, way to the right. And I'm like, what am I doing? And it was just yelling. It was like, get out of here. Get out. You suck. Get out of here. And it's like, God dang. And when you go through something that traumatic, I almost need therapy for it. Maybe there's therapy that helps the yips. I'm not sure. But I would have my teammates. One time I had my teammates after practice. I tried to figure this out. So I had them hit me ground balls, and I had like 7 or 8 of them sitting behind the guy hitting ground balls, yelling at me, yelling at me. Come on, yeah, you suck. Just berating me. And I had them do that while I was taking ground balls. I don't think it worked that well because it wasn't that serious, because it was just practice. But I think if that was in a controlled practice, it definitely could have worked. But man, like whenever it's dead silent, it's just like a coach yelling at you. And it's like, this is serious. It's a different story. And then after that, I think I developed the yips, and I had it for the rest of my life, and I think I still have it to this day. Even when I go play co-ed softball events, I can't throw a ball. I mean, I might get lucky and do it. I don't know what happened. It's like who's that guy? Jonathan Papelbon, the pitcher, who can't throw it to first base. He can't pick off. Same thing. Jonathan Papelbon. And speaking of which, the Dodgers won the World Series last week, 2 weeks ago, last week, and Shohei already got the MVP for it. He got the league, the MLB MVP, and he's just good. And I love watching. I'm sad that baseball's over with because I'm not a big NFL guy, and I can only watch college sports, football, and LSU sucks. They kind of suck. So I liked, watching the MLB. I love watching baseball. Some people can't watch baseball, but I don't mind it. I'll even play MLB The Show, like still to this day in November. I said last week, November. I said last week I set up all my Christmas lights and everything, and then my mom had come over Saturday while we were getting. I was cooking a ponce, and my mom came over, and I said, just bring whatever you got. We'll do it. I'll let you run loose in the house. Go ahead. Let's do whatever you have. And we're going to, you're going to decorate. I said, here's what I got. Here's my layout. She brought over this, it's sitting over here, this 3 foot tall golden angel. And I said, bring that back home with you. And she said, you told me to come over here and decorate. I said, okay, you're right. I'm not even going to ask. I'll take what I want down later. And she came and decorated. She gave me some, like I said, man, them women just put random stuff around and it looks good. And if I did that, it'd look like a garage. But it ended up looking pretty good. garland everywhere in random places. She got mad at my liquor cabinet. She told me that I didn't need all this liquor sitting up here. And I'm like, that's the point of it. It's a liquor cabinet. I'm supposed to show my whiskey off, Mom. Women. And look, there's another thing. We might be getting $2,000 tariff rebate checks in the mail. That'd be great for Christmas, wouldn't it be? You could buy that pointless thing that you were hoping you could buy. I don't even know what I would do with the $2,000. I'd probably bring it straight to the casino. It's just terrible. Terrible of me. But that's all right. I saw John Gruden. John Gruden saw a article on him where whenever he was the head coach for an NFL team, he would get up at 3:15 in the mornings and go watch his. He'd get to the office before any of the coaches, so he wanted to be there before 4:30, before any coaches showed up. So he'd wake up at 3:15, go to the office, watch film, be there before all the coaches, so he could study them, study the players, study the teams. Man, I don't know how he didn't make it. Oh, he did say that racist stuff, but I forgot about that. But he seems like such a great coach. And they said now that he's retired, he's doing his own thing with Barstool, he doesn't have to wake up so early. He gets up at 4:30 now, which is awesome, man. I've been wanting to. I went to Target today because I needed some time. I had some time to waste. I was seeing this thing about cameras, and I went to Target to go look at cameras. Look, this camera that I'm using here, this is a Sony ZV-1F or something, and it was like $300, $200, $200 or $300. I didn't pay for it. I got it for all my relatives bought me that because I record video so much. But after the video went out, I thought it'd be a decent camera. It's okay, I guess, for a starting camera. I think the quality could be so much better for a $300 camera. Like my iPhone, once this camera went out last weekend on the podcast and I had to switch over to my iPhone, the quality was twice as good. And I think it's just because it's a little camera. I mean, it does its best. And I don't know, maybe it's all I need, but this is all I use it for. But some of my buddies that do content and stuff like that, they have like those mirrorless, nice cameras. And I think I'm going to get one of those. I wouldn't mind buying a used one for like $600. I think it'd be a good investment for me. Yeah, one of my buddies, Brody Shreds, Brody Falgu. One of my good buddies. He's got like, I don't know, 2 million followers on everything. But he's got a really good camera. And then he bought a even better one and gave his old one to his friend. And he was telling me, he's like, man, you just need a good camera to film stuff with. It's worth the investment. And I think so. I think it is. And last week we were golfing. We went golfing in Destrehan, Louisiana at a country club. The Cypress Lakes, I believe. I always get Brody to come do my golf tournaments because Brody doesn't have a real job. I mean, like a 9-to-5 job. So I can ask him to come. And I don't think any of his friends do either. They just they all do content and stuff. So I always ask Brody to come play in my golf tournaments because it's fun. And I can fill my team up. So we went and played last week over there. And he kind of lives close to that area. And look, we were doing this the putting challenges. And Brody won right off the bat. He won 2 whiskeys. One of them was a New Orleans whiskey, and one of them was a New Riff. I went up there. I won a water bottle, and then I won a bottle of wine. And Brody doesn't like drink. I guess he probably doesn't drink like that hard stuff, really, whiskey or anything. So I paid for his shots on this challenge. So he came up to me and was like, hey, if you don't want that, I'll take it, and you can pick one of these. And I was like, okay. So I went over there, and I won, this is that New Riff bottle. And I'm drinking it right now, actually. New Riff. And then I ended up playing again, and I won another bottle. Let me see if I can get it. This right here is a Templeton Rye. Never tried that before. But rye whiskey's all right. It looks pretty good. Oh, so this is 57.3% alcohol, the Templeton. And this is 55, the New Riff. Both very high in alcohol content. But anyways, I like to keep my bourbons around Buffalo Trace. So Buffalo Trace is like my favorite whiskey that I drink. It gets the job done. 45%. That's what I like mine at. 45%. Love me some Buffalo Trace. I went whiskey shopping. I don't not whiskey shopping. I have enough whiskeys, but if I see something, then I'm gonna go get it. And if it's a good price, definitely. So the top row behind me, like your Weller, your E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, Eagle Rare, that stuff, that's all allocated. It's called allocated, and that means that it's hard to get. Or it's sought after. And you want to find those, especially at a good price. I mean, you can find those places and they're charging, double or triple what it costs. But I was in San Antonio this week, and I went to Austin first, and then I went to San Antonio. I'll come back to Austin. But then I went to San Antonio. Anyways, I found some Eagle Rare. It was $50, $49.99 Eagle Rare. Never seen that before. And then I got some E.H. Taylor, which was $60. Never done that. Never seen that before. So I think the cheapest I got E.H. Taylor was 65, and the cheapest I ever bought Eagle Rare was like 70, maybe. So a $30 price difference, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean I have to buy it. And then I always buy a little Weller green label. But yeah, I was in Austin this past week, and man, I love Austin. I think it's a cool little city. And man, I wanted to try some food out over there. Last time I went to Austin, I saw Terry Black's, but I didn't go. And man, I know it's a tourist trap. Everybody, if people from Austin hate people to go try it. I don't even know the beef, pun intended, with Terry Black's, but the locals just hate when people go eat over there. I posted a video on my TikTok. I got like 30,000 views on it, and I'm just getting roasted for going to eat barbecue. I wanted to try Terry Black's because everyone talks about it, and I'm like, dude, who cares? It's $50. I'm gonna do it one time. I gotta go try it. Everybody talks about it, but these snobs, these barbecue snobs, are going to rip you a new one. You just trying that place is garbage. It's literally the best barbecue I've ever had by far. By far. Don't listen to those crazy people over there. If there's better barbecue than that, I really don't know. I swear to God, I don't know how it gets better than that. The brisket was like a steak, a ribeye steak. They make their own sausage, which was phenomenal sausage. And like I didn't want to eat macaroni and cheese and be a fat ass. So I got some beans and I got some rice, some light stuff. And they're roasting me for what I got on the. You got to get macaroni and coleslaw. What are you even eating? You're eating the sides first? And I'm like, y'all need to chill out. It's barbecue. I mean, I've had bad barbecue in Texas. Believe me. And it's like, dude, these are just like, they'll burn you at the stake for going to eat at Terry Black's. It's like, dude, shut up. Who cares? Y'all are insane. You are insane people for roasting me for eating Terry Black's. Hey, by the way, go eat Terry Black's. It was the best barbecue I've ever had. And I went in there with a clear mindset. I was like, if it's bad, it's bad. I'm not biased towards it. I was not at all. And whenever I got over there, it was kind of the line thing messed with me a little bit. But they have fresh meat that they're constantly cutting. You walk around this line, you pick your sides out, they give it to you on a plate. Then you walk to the meat, you pick out your meat, they give it to you. I saw these big old things on bones. I don't even know where them bones came from. They were this big. They were a foot and a half long. I mean, it looked like a dinosaur bone. I'm like, what did that come off of? But I got the brisket and the turkey because look, I'm trying to be healthy. If I was gonna eat like a pig, I probably would have got macaroni, and I probably would have got something other than turkey. But I was trying to be mindful of my shape, my figure. So I got brisket and turkey, and then I got beans and rice, and that's in the sausage. I wanted to try. I'm a sucker for sausage, so wanted to try their jalapeno cheese sausage. Everyone talks about incredible, incredible. If you need validation, don't listen to those crazy people in the comments. Go to Terry Black's and go try it. I mean, it's worth the $50 one time. I'll tell you that. The one time is worth that. Maybe not again, but I went and I loved it. $50 well spent. So yeah, after I was in San Antonio, Austin for one night, and I like to go to the King Ranch store. I used to have a King Ranch F-250, and I love a King Ranch, man. They make the best stuff. I mean, their leather is the best leather. And I always go, every time I pass by, I go and get one of they got air fresheners. And if you like a new car smell, you got to go to the King Ranch store. They got them all over the place. But go to a King Ranch store and buy the air freshener, the leather air freshener. It's a leather circle, and you put it in your car. It's very strong, but it smells just like fresh leather. It is. I have to go get it. It's $10, and it lasts. I mean, probably 2 months. And then they have a spray, and they have a lotion like a conditioner. I have leather seats in my truck, so I bought the conditioner. So when I go clean my truck, I can condition the seats with the leather conditioner that smells just like the air freshener. I love the leather smell. It smells like a new vehicle. So if you like that, go to the King Ranch store. They had some awesome clothes too. But their stuff is, I mean, it's insanely, it's it's very pricey. Like they had this sick jacket. I'm like, man, it was like an 80s leather jacket zip up. And I'm like, dude, what is that? Oh my God, how much is that? And I looked at it and it was $600. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I don't think it matters how much money I'll ever make. It is a pain in the ass for me to swipe my card and buy stuff. I can't stand buying stuff. Like I said, this shirt here, this was $8, but this shirt is sick, and it was $8. I couldn't pass it up. You're gonna get me on a good deal. I'm gonna get a good deal, but $600, man, I don't know. I'd have to buy something for $600. Maybe a handbag, maybe a bag, like a duffel bag. I got a King Ranch duffel bag. And I don't even think that was $600. I think that was $400. And I got boots, I got some nice boots that are like $1,000. But I wear boots every day. Like to have a jacket, I don't know. I'm not a I'm not like into a fashion like that. I don't know. I couldn't justify a $600 um I don't think the shirt was worth $600. That's insane. Who's buying a $600 jacket? It was not, no. Just no. And then another thing was last year, 2 years ago, we went to Frisco, Texas to watch LSU baseball. They had a Mardi Gras invitational type thing. We always go watch them every single year. They do an opening tournament, and we went to Frisco, and they had a King Ranch store over there in Frisco, right by the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. So we went over there, and I went probably 2 or 3 times in the store. Bought me a shirt, bought me the air freshener like I always do, and then I wanted to bring my friends to it. So we went in again, and I saw a jacket. It was so cool. It was like a corduroy collar, and it was white. It was a white cream jacket. It was a zip up, but all they had was a 2X, but it was on sale because it had like some stitching or something. You couldn't even notice. And I was like, man, I kind of like that jacket. And then my friends came with me the next day, and they talked me into getting it. So I bought it. It was like $125. That's reasonable. I'll do that. And I still got it. It's an awesome jacket. So I love the King Ranch store, man. I wish I could have everything in there, but they give you like the magazines. They're kind of overpriced though. They definitely are overpriced. They have some cool like whiskey decanters in there, and they're like crystal, and they have ducks, some with bulls, and I think some with like pheasant or quail on engraved on it with 2 nice crystal whiskey glasses. And I mean, they're asking $700 for it. I'm like, no, I'm just not going to do that. Maybe if I was 50, and I don't know, but no, I don't. I don't need that. I got my CCA glass. That's all I need. But I do need a decanter. I've been using my little whiskey hack lately, where I pour a little bit of Sweet and Low in my whiskey. So I get a little packet of Sweet and Low, half packet in the whiskey glass, ice, whiskey straight, stir it up. Thank me later. It's awesome. But yeah, I was in San Antonio, and I went and saw the Alamo. The Alamo it was cool. I didn't even notice I was there. So I walked like right underneath. I was looking for it, and it said to go this way, and I went underneath. Everything's under construction. And it was like arrow this way, and I walked under this like these concrete pavilion type walkway, and then boom, I came out and right next to the Alamo. And it was cool. It's very small. It's a lot smaller than you'd expect it to be. And then I looked at it, and I was like, all right, there it is. And I kept going. What's for dinner? I had some great dinner over there. I went to a place. So sometimes Yelp is like very hard to. Sometimes they lie. I feel like there'll be a top ranked place, and I'll go over there, and it sucks. But I was looking at places to go eat. I was on the Riverwalk, and I stayed at the Westin over there. Super nice hotel. Loved it. I mean, it was like bougie on the river. I loved it. Great pillows. Great. They had comforters on the bed. Awesome hotel. Every Westin I've ever stayed in, pretty nice. So I was looking up for places to go eat at on the Riverwalk that weren't tourist traps, and I didn't really want to go to a really nice steakhouse because they had Brennan's on the bayou, and I've been wanting to go to Brenner's or Brennan's. I think it's Brenner's, but I've been wanting to try that place, but I didn't feel like going to a nice place like that. So one of the top rated places over there, someone told me to go to Tokyo Cowboy. And then I found Boudreaux's. And I know you're saying, you're in Texas. Why do you go to a place called Boudreaux's? But Boudreaux's was Boudros. No EAUX. So I don't know if they were trying to not be Cajun or what. I was like, okay, maybe this isn't like it wasn't a Cajun place. I wouldn't ever go eat at a place like that. It looked like a more of kind of an upscale restaurant. Like they had good food and they had guacamole, tableside guacamole, and they had steak. And I was like, they got voted for like best restaurant in the Riverwalk a couple of times. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Brenner's on the, Boudreaux's on the Riverwalk, and it was like I don't know 700 or 800 feet from my hotel. So I walked over there, and I was looking for the elevator to go look, and a guy walked up, and he was like, "Where are you going, sir?" And I said, "I'm looking for Boudreaux's." He said, "Right this way, sir." Just a nice old guy. I said, "Oh, have you eaten there before?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I love it." I said, "Well, that's great." And then he went into the restaurant. He worked there, but I don't think he was lying to me, man. I went over there. I got the tableside guacamole. So I wanted the guacamole. I said, "Does it have to be tableside? You've got to come make it." She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, well, whatever. It'll be good for the video." So she brought me the tableside guac. Very good, super fresh, very good. And then I ordered they had a blackened prime rib. I guess they make a prime rib, which is usually made in the oven as a whole, and then they slice it up. But they had it called a blackened prime rib, so maybe they did it in the oven, and then they seared each side. It was basically just a ribeye. But I got that, and it was good. I got it over mashed potatoes. She told me to get it over mashed potatoes, and it comes with an anjou sauce and some kind of garlic horseradish sauce on the side that goes with the vegetables or something. But oh, so good, so good. Like I definitely would go back over there. And I made a video on that too, man, and it blew up. It got like 40,000 views or something. And I'm like, hell yeah. Had all these Mexican women. Hey, Connor, who's this white boy? They probably don't talk like that. They're probably like, okay, okay. Who's this white boy right there like that? I kind of got lost in my accent, but you know what I'm trying to say. Then San Antonio women were after me. So, anyways, um, San Antonio was awesome, and then I drove. I was there for a night, finished my stuff up over there, and ended up going to Victoria, Texas, the next day. And I wanted to go stay in Victoria, but um, Victoria, Texas, it was very small. And then it was early in the day when I got finished with my stuff in Victoria. And so I was like, man, do I want to? It was like 2 o'clock. And I kind of base all of my stays around Snap Fitness. So if there's a Snap Fitness, I'm going to go kind of stay close to that so I can wake up and go to that before I start my day. And in Victoria, I did want to go watch a movie, but the next Snap Fitness was in El Campo, which was about a 45-minute drive. And I was heading to Houston anyways, and it was another 45 minutes to Houston after that. And I'm like, dude, it's 2 o'clock. I'll just drive to Sugar Land. So I went to Sugar Land, stayed the night. Never stayed in Sugar Land. And it's a pretty uppity, I guess. Most of Houston's getting kind of the same way. It all looks the same now. But it was a nice area. Stayed in Sugar Land, ate at Papacitos, and I wanted to go watch this movie, man, Black Phone. I know I told you all about it. Was it called Black Phone? You know what I'm talking about? Black Phone? Yes, Black Phone. So I watched Black Phone 1 on YouTube. I rented it. It was $4 or something. And I rented it on YouTube and I watched it. And it was actually great. It was a great movie. And because I wanted to go see Black Phone 2, it looked awesome in the theaters. I'm like, well, what the heck's Black Phone 1? So like, can I go watch Black Phone 2 without watching it? And I looked up the answer on like ChatGPT. I asked it, can I go watch Black Phone 2 without seeing Black Phone 1? And she said, yes, you can. Um, but you might be missing out on a couple of different things if you don't know what Black Phone 1's about. If I was you, I'd watch Black Phone 1 first, but it will not hurt your experience if you go watch Black Phone 2 first. I was like, okay. So I said, I looked it up on YouTube. I found Black Phone 1 and I watched it a couple of weeks ago. And I wanted to go watch Black Phone 2 again, or Black Phone 2 in theaters. And then always gets towards when the plans are supposed to happen, it's like you back out of it. Oh, I hate that about me. It's like, man, as soon as the plans get close up, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. So I didn't go watch it. I ended up getting in my room, and there was South Park. There's like a South Park marathon on, and I just sat in my room and watched South Park. I did eat Papacitos, and I took some of that home to go. It was awesome. But I'm glad I brought that up. I might go watch Black Phone 2 tonight. I might rent Black Phone 2. I think it'd be a best bet. The only thing about it is Black Phone, I don't know how much it is in the theaters, but it's $24 to rent. So I made it back home, went to Houston, stopped at Buc-ee's and got my beef jerky. My little stop at Buc-ee's, got my beef jerky. I love me some Buc-ee's beef jerky. All right, well, I did have a question from last week. Tyler Atkins come through again with the questions. So let's go take a look at it. What did Tyler say this week? Last week it was working at UPS, and my buddy Tyler works at UPS. And we used to have jokes and talk all the time about working at UPS. And we'd call each other every day. The UPS thing is you got to talk to each other about it. One thing, the guy Brandon that I was working with whenever I was doing the driver helper thing, he would call his buddy on the phone while I'm sitting in the truck, and he'd be fine with him, laughing his ass off, having a great time. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Never heard this out of Brandon in my life. But anyways, all the UPS guys, they call each other and tell each other how shit their day is and how bad they got railed on the loading today. So Tyler, being a UPS fellow ally, he dropped a message. He said, have you ever cold called a potential customer and they almost immediately said, absolutely not, no thank you, get out? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember my first time going into sales, and I was kind of thrown out there because I'm in a family business, and it's my family business. And whenever I was doing sales for the first time, I was like scared to death to go walk into these places because I'm like, these people don't know who the hell I am. They don't care about me. And I didn't, I was just worried about what they thought about me. So I went into this place one time. I won't say what it was, but I remember exactly where it is, and I'll never go back there again. And turns out they could never have ever used us. But they're kind of a small rental company. And I walked in there. I was probably shaking in my boots. But I was like, hey, man, what's going on? But I walked in there. And I was like, hey, guys, what's going on? I'm with so-and-so. I got this and this and this. Our customers use these in refineries and whatnot. And the guy was like, yeah. And I was like, look, here's a flyer for it. This is just kind of what we do. This is our stuff right here. All right. Grabbed it from me, threw it in the trash can, and looked at me. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm working too. I mean, I'll never come back here again. Ass wipe. But yeah, that's happened a couple of times. Like I went to this other place. This was recently. Now I don't let it really hurt my feelings, but sometimes people are like they're like straight up rude, you know. And I understand not wanting to see a salesman, and I don't know what kind of type of salesman these people are seeing, but it's like some you could at least you're at work too. You kind of have to hear me out. And I walked into this place one time and I was telling these guys, and look, they had reached out to me about coming to get some equipment that we had. So I went and talked to them, and they said, "Oh man, well, we would love to have some of that. What you need to do is go next door. That's the corporate office. Go ask for this guy and this guy." And I'm like, "Man, I don't know. I've been there before. They're not nice over there." And they're like, "No, dude, I'm telling you, go in there, ask for this guy. They're gonna let you in. And just go give it to him." I said, "All right, man, I'll go do it." And it's right next door, and it's a big corporate office. And I walked in there. I walked to the door, and the doors are locked. I can't stand places like this. Doors are locked. They have a camera, and they ring you in. And it's like, that's strictly for customers. I mean, that's strictly for a salesman to not come in. That's what it is. And I ring the doorbell, and all you hear is, and I'm like, "Hello?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was just next door. The guys next door sent me over here. They want me to come talk to so and so." Yeah, so if you could open the door, I'm not really sure what you're even saying. If you could open the door, that'd be good. Silence for 5 minutes. Ring it again. Nothing. And it's like, okay, asshole. And I think I like walked off and yelled a slur at these people. And no, I didn't. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they never let me in. And that's, yeah, you're going to run into those people. And there's just people like that. People suck. A lot of people suck. And you know why they suck? Because their life sucks. Who in the world wants to be berated? Hey, man, I mean, I don't want to be walking in at least I'm not at your house doing door to door knocks. That could be bad. But you're a place of business. And the only reason I'm here is because I think I can make your business money and my business at the same time. I'm not here trying to get one leg above you. I'm not selling you something to get me out of a bind and not help you at all. Like, the only reason I'm here is so we can both benefit from this. But some people are just like, "Nope, nope, nope." I've always heard how salesmen are. And yeah, I don't want no sleazy salesman over here. It's like, guys, that's how the world goes round as salesmen. You'd never even know about me if I didn't show up to your front door. That's the only reason I'm here. So I could show you what the hell I got. If I never walked up to people or told them about what I got, they would never know what I got. So I got to tell you what I got. You get what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? So it's a battle. I'd say probably 7 times out of 10, I'm gonna have a positive experience. Maybe 6.5, 7 times out of 10, I'm gonna have a positive experience doing my job. And sometimes, you get those places and you say, "Never again. I won't go back." But then I've done this before too. You say that, and then you pass, a couple months go by and you go, "Well, let me go try again." And you might get the same negative, "Hell no, get out." And then you go a couple more months and you show up again. And they go, oh, well, we were just looking for these. I was just looking for this. How many do you have? Can you get them here tomorrow? Boom. Done it. Boom. I did it. So that's how it works. You just can't take no for an answer. You got to tell them, why do you think that's better than this? Are you an idiot? No, you're not an idiot. You got to get this. That's what you got to do. You got to say, you're not an idiot, are you? Of course you're not. Buy this. And the rental world, like United Rentals, your Sunbelt Rentals, your Herc Rentals, those kind of places, the turnover as in their employee turnover, how long are people staying to work over there? It's pretty high, which means they change positions and leave and come back. It's off. Very often are you going to be dealing with a different person. Very often, unless they're like a manager or something. But like, let's say if you were to visit a place every 6 months, your odds of that person at the desk, the front desk, being someone different every 6 months it's pretty high. At least in my personal experience. Like, you're probably going to deal with somebody different at the desk every 6 months. You probably deal with somebody different almost every time. But that's just how the world is. You know, you got to leave jobs to go get better jobs, and you got to come in and out you got to go leave to make money and stuff like that. But the way those rental company places work is usually they relocate you to, if you want to be a manager one day, those guys want you doing inside sales. They want you doing outside sales. They want you doing project management, manager, all the stuff. So you have to know how all the aspects of the job is until you're the manager, because you can't be the manager and not know how, if this guy was to quit one day, you got to know how that is operating. The only way you could do that is if you've done everything, So that's why a lot of those jobs have turnover, especially the rental ones, because those people are trying to level up fast, trying to get a better position quicker, and they say, hey, we have an opening in New Mexico. All right, you want to make more money, you got to move to pack up and go to New Mexico. I can't tell you how many customers I got that, they'll live in Shreveport and go to Austin, Texas. They'll live in, Mississippi and go to Sulphur, Louisiana. Who knows? But that's just the way the world is. If you want to get ahead, that's what you have to do for those types of jobs. But again, I'll stick to it. Sales is the way to go. I think that's if you're good at it, it's not even work. I like it because sales is where all the fun stuff is. Man, you go play the golf tournaments, you go to the dinners, the conventions or trade shows. That's all the fun stuff. You're getting everything. It's like an expense-free paid vacation. You do have to work, but you're having fun while you're at work. So you get to treat customers. Sometimes customers treat you. You get to go out to dinner. Y'all just get blasted off of old fashions and steak, and then you wake up the next morning at 8 in the morning and you go to a trade show. I got one next week in New Orleans, so I'll be down there. But anyways, guys, I appreciate it. Listening in again. I think I'm going to have some guys on the podcast next week. What do you think about it? And it'll be cool, man. So write in your questions. Let me put this hat down for this spokes right here. Hey, guys. Still looking for sponsors here for the We're Doing Fine podcast with Connor James. I'd love for you to be on this team here. And we're going to be selling some stuff soon. I think I'm going to make some merch, Be selling some seasoning, and got some recipes coming out. If you don't know about it, go follow me on TikTok, Connor James Music on TikTok, Konner. But hey, leave a question, drop a like, help me out, guys. Drop a like, leave a comment, interact a little bit. I appreciate it. We're doing fine. Catch you next week.